My life is crazy. Did I just move out? Yes. Do I know where I'm going? No. Am I excited to take you guys with me? Absolutely. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's vlog is gonna be a very interesting one. Before we get started, I wanna shout out this subscriber right here. Thank you so much for commenting and doing life with me. It means the world. As you can see, I'm not in my typical location, and that's because I'm not in Florida right now. Where am I, you might ask? Well, I kind of left on a spontaneous road trip. For how long? I have no idea. Where am I going? I have no idea. How do I feel about it? I'm so happy. The last few months have been crazy. I went to Israel. I've been working with my friends to plan the Jaywalkers conference that's in September. I've been live streaming almost every night, and I just moved out of my house. I've actually done over 10 spontaneous road trips by myself. I started traveling alone a lot at 18 after high school. My first road trip was literally 6 months long, and I had no idea where I was going. I ended up starting in Florida, going through the middle of the US, up the whole entire West Coast, and to Canada by myself. So this is super familiar to me, but I can totally understand why a lot of people would think it's crazy, because it's not normal, especially for Americans. It seems like a lot of Americans don't travel as much by themselves. But I grew up really independent, and I love traveling by myself. I actually find that I meet a lot more people when I go on trips by myself, because I'm way more open to meeting new people instead of, being with a friend. And I love traveling alone. You're totally on your own schedule. You can do whatever you want. I could stay in a state for as long as I want. So I love the flexibility of being able to travel alone. If you can hear some noise, there's a dog hanging out with me while I'm vlogging right now. Where am I now, you might ask? I'm actually in Dallas, Texas. I actually have no friends that I personally know in Dallas. I have a feeling that I'm about to leave with tons of friends though. I only know people through social media. If you're from Dallas, definitely comment below. That's one of my favorite things about social media is I get to connect with friends that I maybe would have never gotten introduced to, but because of social media, I've met so many people that I've later met up with in person. It's one of my favorite things to do. So definitely comment below if you're from Dallas or the Texas area. Comment some of your favorite things to do here. I've never been here before, but I'm not gonna lie, God actually highlighted Dallas to me a couple years ago. And I don't know if he highlighted it for me to come visit here. Who knows what God is up to, but I've just prayed about Dallas, and I don't know what that means. I mean, it could even be a name for something. It doesn't even have to mean that I'm meant to come to Dallas. As I continue to pray, y'all can continue to pray with me. All I know is I am here. Oh, this is a dog. Sit, lay down. Lay down, lay down, lay down. I'm actually staying with a friend's friend right now, which is so cool. I just want to encourage you guys, if you have friends that you're able to connect and introduce to each other, I would highly encourage doing that. I've recently realized that's one of my favorite friend qualities. I say spread the love, spread the friendship. It doesn't hurt to introduce someone to someone else. And I just think it's really, really kind to share your friends and share the good people in your life. And I found that whenever I connect different people, they are so grateful. And I've connected some friends that are now forever best friends. And I've connected people that are now going to be getting married. So be that friend who shares the amazing people they've met in their lives. So back to my road trip, all I can say is I don't know where I'm going, when I'm going. I do know how I'm going. I'm driving the Prius. The Prius has been everywhere. But all I can say is I've been waking up every day for the last multiple months dreaming of mountains. So I definitely know that you guys are gonna get to see some outdoors adventures on here, and I am so excited. So I do plan on driving back to Florida. I just don't know when, and I'm excited to find a new place to live. The The reason why I moved out of my house has nothing to do with my house or my roommate. Honestly, I loved my house. I loved my roommate. It was one of the most peaceful homes I've ever been in. If you would have told me even a month ago that I would be moving out of my house, even a couple weeks ago, I would have been shocked. But God has called me into social media, which is a unique work life. Sometimes I'm up live streaming late at night. Sometimes I'm doing random worship. I'll set up my camera in the middle of the living room to do a vlog. It's not very traditional, and when it comes to having multiple roommates, sometimes it's not the best, and I totally understand that. So I think it's time that I finally find a place of my own, or maybe with other creators. We'll see what God has in store. I kind of would like to live on my own. I've always believed in having roommates, and let me tell you, I've had my fair share of roommates. I've lived in 5 different places, and I've had roommates in every single place, except Missouri, because I only lived there when I was younger. I was born there. But yeah, I've never lived alone. I've always, wanted to save money, and I've done that too. Fun fact, I literally shared a room with someone in Los Angeles when I lived there for a short, hot 6 months. That was not for me, sharing a room. Actually, I actually ended up sharing the room with 2 different people. I would not recommend. You gotta do what you gotta do. And I did what I had to do. If you have lived with roommates and it hasn't been the best situation, I just wanna say that I understand. Sometimes I've been in situations where it's not the best roommate setup, but I also wanna encourage you that I have lived with roommates where it has been the absolute best situation, and I really believe we're meant to do life with each other. Especially right now, I'm single. It's so good to have girlfriends that are checking in on you, that live in the same place, that you can pray with, that you can cook with, do life with. Just wanted to say that in case there's someone on here who feels like they've lost hope when it comes to a good living situation with roommates. I just want you to dive deeper in prayer with that, because God wants you to be doing life with amazing people. And He showed me that. And that's why this is kind of hard. I loved my roommate so much, and it's so beautiful. But I also know, and through lots of my own prayer, I know that God is calling me to this unique lifestyle when it comes to social media and content creation. And so that is the only reason why I'm looking at finally getting a place to myself. If it wasn't for that, I would absolutely have roommates. I really believe in having good friends to hold you accountable and to be there with you. In my life, I've realized that the enemy comes when I'm alone. So it's always good to have someone speaking truth into your life, someone who cares, someone who you trust. But now I think it's time that I get my own place, and I'm really excited to see what that looks like. I just have no idea. But what I do know is God makes everything very clear, and I would never want to make a rushed decision just to be comfortable. Instead, I want to wait on the Lord, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And it's really crazy the way that everything lined up. The time that I was thinking of going on a road trip was the same time that I ended up needing to move out. So it's kind of crazy how God works everything together. It's all about having open hands and just asking the Lord for redirection and waiting on Him patiently with persistent prayer, and then He always makes it clear. So I have no stress in the world, all the peace and excitement to see what God has in store. He always blows my mind, and He always writes the most beautiful testimony and story. So hey, I'm just chilling, enjoying, praying, and waiting until then. I really want to stay in Florida. I missed living in Florida, and I love it so much. So I'm super excited to go back to Florida and figure out my next steps when it comes to my home. Thanks so much for letting me be open and raw with you guys, letting you know what's going on. And you guys are my friends. You guys are the ones I do life with. And so I don't know, it's such a beautiful opportunity to tell your friends what's going on, and then open up the opportunity for them to pray and be a part of the testimony that God is writing in each other's lives. So I would love if you guys comment below what's going in your lives. I'm super excited to continue vlogging through this road trip. I've always been a travel girl, and I'm just so grateful to share this with you guys. I love you so much. Please subscribe and share this video with as many friends as you can. Don't forget, I'm shouting out a subscriber every single video. And until next time.